So right now I'm going to offer you a few tips on writing music by hand. And I've seen some miserable approaches from other musicians on writing music by hand. And there's a few simple tips that can get you started on the right foot if you're interested in doing this. So the first thing would be, first thing we're going to do is spacing. So we're going to put in 4 bars here of equal distances between them, and to give us a 4-bar So here's the first bar, second, third. We need one more, equally spaced. Okay, that looks pretty good. We got 4 bars, and I'll put a double bar here, to make it official that that's where it ends. So right now we have 4 measures here, equally spaced apart, and let's put some notes in. We're going to use quarter notes. So once again, the quarter notes have to occupy the same equal space within each measure. So we have our first note. We'll start it slightly after that bar. And now we want to put a stem in, which equals an octave, pretty much. And that would be, since it's an A, it would be the highest line on the staff. Now we want to visualize what 4 of these will fit like in here, equally spaced. So let's, I'm looking at it and I see right about here, put our stem in, an octave high. I made an error there a little bit. I want it to be exactly as close as I can get. Let's get this out of here. It's one good thing about using a pencil. You can correct your mistakes. And then we want our third quarter note, and that would space right about here approximately. And the stem, once again, is going down from the highest line on this. And then we have one more note. We want to make sure it's equally spaced like these, and we go like that. And our line goes down here, our stem an octave higher, an A, an A. Okay, that's working out pretty good. Now let's put in some eighth notes over here. Now if we put in eighth notes, they have to occupy this space divided by 2. See, so we're going to start again. Put an eighth note, a stem an octave higher, and then another eighth note approximately half of that distance between the quarters in the first measure. And then we put a stem, and now we put the bar. That bar can get tricky when it's right on a line in the staff. Sometimes you may want to just put an angle on it to make it easier to see. We'll do that on the next 2 notes. Okay, we want to put an eighth note here, which is you can see that they're all equally distanced from each other. And then another eighth here. I want to check and make sure that I leave enough room to do that again here, because we're going to do all eighth notes in this measure. So I'm going to put a stem, and I'm going to put another stem, and I'm going to put the bar slight angle so you can see it a little easier. Okay, there. Now we're going to put a quarter note. I want to put in a variation. Here's a quarter note, and that gets this distance of 2 eighth notes. And now we have 2 more eighth notes right here. Well, let's put our stem in, and we're going to put that, we want the distance of the quarter note to be twice as distant as the eighth notes, which are right here, and we're going to go like this. And then we'll put another eighth note in, just to illustrate, and our stems, and our bar. I put that at an angle, made it a little darker. It doesn't look so good, so I'll do it over again. Beauty of using a pencil. On my notation, I was using a calligraphy pen, which is India ink, and it's very difficult to deal with. If you make a mistake, you have to use whiteout, and that doesn't always work. So here we go. We got 2 measures all done here, and this is sort of just an introduction to writing music. It goes on and on and on. I studied it for a long time because there was no options for digital notation at the time, and I was really struggled to get. I tried all kinds of little tricks. I bought these little stickers and everything, and nothing worked. Finally, I resigned to, I've got to learn calligraphy. And it was very hard. And I worked very hard on it, and then guess what happened? Digital notation came along with the programs, and this now is a useless skill. I was just going to blow it by you because someone asked me to explain a little about it, so I thought I'd test it out on this video and show you a little about how it works. So right now I'd like to have a discussion about writing music with a calligraphy pen. There was no digital notation programs at that time. There was no easy way to get notation. What they did at the time is they had punches, hammer, punch for all the notation, notes, articulations, and they did it on copper. They took the copper, put it in a machine, inked it, and that's how they printed the music, which is called engraved music, and I had no way to get to that point. Couldn't afford it, it's very expensive. Only successful publishing companies could afford it. Very difficult. I can't imagine how hard it was to do. But so I opted in for musical calligraphy after a while, and after a while of exploring my options, and there weren't many. And the thing was, I had to work at it. So anyway, let me show you what I went through. I never want to have to do this again, but I'll just show you for the heck of it in case there's some artistic musicians out there that might like to embrace this technology. So here it is. Here's the calligraphy pen. You've seen these before. They're extinct now pretty much. And this is a triangle. The triangle is very important because it allows you to create straight barring and straight stems. And so that makes it look very professional. If you try to do it by hand, I can't do it. Maybe someone, I'm sure another level of an artist can draw a straight line like nothing. Not me. I'm not an artist. Okay, so I got to fire this pen up. They are a pain in the neck, these calligraphy pens that dry out. You're constantly struggling with it. You have to have the right touch to bend it and get flow to make the ink flow, and I don't have that touch anymore. So anyway, let's start out with a quarter note. Alrighty, it's giving me a hard time. There's my quarter note. Not very nice, but I'll take it. And now we're going to put our stem in straight up to an octave higher. I missed. Sorry about that. I missed. I got to kind of extend it a little. And once again, the pen is giving me a hard time. Okay, that's a decent quarter note. I don't like the note head at all. So let me see if I can get the pen to work right for a minute. There we go. That's not too bad. And we put our stem up. Well, that's not my best work. We'll try another. Yes. The pen's behaving it. The pen is behaving itself. And then we'll put in an eighth rest. It's like a 7 type thing. And then we'll put in an eighth note. We'll throw a flag on it, this one. Not too bad. And let's try a half note. That's a little bit of a challenge because you have to, it's sort of a diagonal note head, and it goes like this, and it has a hole in it, and you've seen it, I'm sure. Anyhow, so this is it, something like this. That's not too bad. It has the right shape, and we're going to have is the pen going to give me a hard time? Certainly is. Okay, we got to scribble a little, hit it, and we put our stem in, and that's decent too. Now, the real challenge is the clefs are a real pain in the neck. Bass clef is not bad. So I'll do a bass clef. Put the dots in. Not too bad. Now treble clef, I doubt that I will get this right the first time. That's a struggle. So we start down here like this. Go like that. Come down here like that. Almost good. That's almost good. Let's try it one more time. No, I went up too high and the pen got stubborn on me again. I got a little primer here. When it gets real stubborn, I'll have to use it. So, okay, we'll try that double clef one more time. Not too bad, it's too big. Let's try it again. The pen got a little sticky on me, and I did this enough where I'd rarely make mistakes, you know, and this pen is a cheap pen or something, I don't know. Anyway, so let's try something with a bar in it. How about 4/8 notes? So I draw all my 1/8 notes, put them in nice and even, and then I put in a stem on the left side, and I put a stem on the right side. The pen's acting, behaving itself. That's not bad. And I put the bar in. That looks pretty good. Another bar. We gotta have a little white space in between there. Too much of a white space, because once again, that's unacceptable. I would not accept that. So let's do it again. Okay, we put our stems in. I had to wrestle with the pen a little bit. I'm getting used to it again, the nightmare that it is. Now we put our bars in, put our bar in. And we put another bar in, and making sure we have a little white space in between it. It's a little bit lean, but I'll take it. Yeah, that's not too bad. I would, you can still see the white space in between there. And now the half note I already did. And what else do we need to try? Okay, let's do, let's have the notes. Let's have more than one note. Then that's presents a little variation of the stems and bar. We'll get something like that, all in thirds. Now what are we going to do here? Usually it's only, you know, an octave. I would go up to here on the A, but that's not going to work. So you have to extend it a little more, and you do it artistically to where you think it might work. And then we take one here. We won't make that an octave high. We could. We'd make it a little shorter, and then we go and we put a bar here.
How's it going? Ooh,
You're being recorded, thank you.
You recording? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it. Okay. So I'm out of here.
Okay. I don't know, maybe a little short. Maybe the, yeah, it's a little short, but it's kind of acceptable. It's not too bad, but I don't claim to be in shape, so I'm not going to apologize too much. Okay, so, you know, let's put the stems in there just for the heck of it. I mean, actually, this one I wrote it off, but it's not too bad. I mean, if you allow a little room for error, being that it's handwritten music, at least it's clean. It's a lot cleaner than a pencil. A pencil by hand. Let's try the same thing. I like pencil, but the thing, first of all, it's not dark at all, you'll see. And it works. A pencil, you know, I mean, okay, that's an A once again. And I'm not too bad with the pencil. The bars are a little wimpy because you can't do it thicker without, that's bad. Okay, let's try again. A, C, E, A. And then we'll go up, we'll go up slightly higher than the octave to balance it out. And like that. And then we go like that, and that, and that. Okay, you see the difference between pencil and India ink? It's a night and day, and India ink is great. I'm showing you this when I haven't done it in years, but when I had been doing it, I mean, this would be final. This is when I was in good shape to do this, to this level. I mean, that's professional work. That's all by hand. Look at how even the notes are, and everything looks great. And I did it all with this piece of junk I hate. I never want to use you again. You're useless. No, I think it was a good experience. It just irks me that I put in that amount of time to get to that level of notation, and bingo, what pops out of the sky? Digital notation programs. And that was the end of my career as a musical calligraphy person, and I'm so glad it's over. And you better be thankful you'll never have to do that. But the challenges are big today. Being a YouTuber in particular, it's another one with tons of skills and all kinds of rules, challenges and competition, and that's most difficult as well. All in all, music is the toughest business in the world. I've heard that, toughest business, and it just got tougher. But YouTube made it more rewarding for those people who work real hard, which is what I'm trying to do. I started a little late growing my channel, and slap me a like. I could really appreciate it, need the help. If you have any suggestions on videos you'd like me to do, feel free to suggest, and have a nice day. Thanks for stopping by again.